Basically finding the slope of lines and then telling if they were parallel or not. We have one more of those and then we'll get into writing equations of lines. So number 26, these ones say to find the slopes of AB, CD, and EF, and then to tell which lines are parallel. So 26, A is negative 410, B is negative 87, C is negative 57, D is negative 24, E is 2, negative 3, and F is 6, negative 7. So we're doing the slope of AB. So this would be 7 minus 10 over negative 8 minus a negative, so plus 4. So that would be negative 3 over negative 4, which ends up giving us a positive 3/4 for the slope of that one. The slope of CD is 4 minus 7 over negative 2 minus a negative 5, so that's plus 5. So on top I have negative 3 over on the bottom I have a positive 3, so that's a slope of negative 1. And last but not least, the slope of EF. Negative 7 minus a negative 3, so negative 7 plus 3 over 6 minus 2. So that would be a negative 4 over a positive 4, which is negative 1. So which of these lines are parallel to each other?
CD.
Yep. So CD is parallel to EF. All right, so the next thing we're getting into is writing equations of lines. So these first ones, they give us the slope and the y-intercept. So on 28, we have a slope of 1/3 and a y-intercept of negative 4. So in this case, I'm just plugging these numbers into slope-intercept form because I have my slope and I have my y-intercept, which is my m and my b in my equation. That's up here on the board if you need to reference it. So we have y equals m, which is the slope, so 1/3, x, and then it's plus b, but in this case, my y-intercept is negative 4, so it'll be minus 4. So that's your equation of your line on those ones. 30, I've got a slope, apparently I can't spell, slope of 1/2 and a y-intercept of 6. So how would I write this one? Y equals what?
1/2 x plus 6.
Yep, 1/2 x plus 6. Jonathan, do you have a question?
On the homework, can we just like m equals or b equals instead of y equals slope?
Just write it as it's written. If the problem says this, just write it. It's not that much more. 32. Actually, not 32. 31. Slope is 0. Y-intercept is negative 3. What kind of line has a slope of 0? A horizontal line. 0 slope and undefined are opposites. So it's a horizontal line, which has an equation of what? Is it x equals or y equals? Yep, it's y equals, so in this case, this would just be y equals -3. If you need to see y, then it's y equals 0x minus 3. 0x just goes away, and so that's what gets you to that point. If you don't just recognize that off the top of your head. All right, write an equation of the line that has a y-intercept of 3 and is parallel to the line whose equation is given. So 34. Y equals x minus 8, and they tell us that it's going to have a y-intercept of 3, and it's parallel to this line. So what's true about parallel lines in regards to their slopes?
They have the same slope.
They have the same slope. So what would the slope be then?
-8x.
What number's in front of x?
1.
Positive 1. So my slope is 1 on this line. That means the slope of my parallel line also has to be 1. So my equation is y equals 1, which you don't have to write, x plus 3. So that's the equation of the parallel line. All right. The next thing we have is they're giving us a point and a slope, and we're writing the equation of the line. So we're going to be using this point slope form that I have written up here, but so that we all have it written down, I'm going to write it in here as well. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So number 38, the point that they give me is 3/2 and 4, and the slope is 1/2. So the y1 and the x1 are what's getting replaced. The other y and x stay as they are. So this is y minus y1 is 4 equals m 1/2 times x minus 3/2. So I've got y minus 4 is equal to 1/2 x minus 3/4. So I'm distributing that 1/2 to both things in here. I need to add this 4 over to this side. So y equals 1/2 x minus 3/4 plus 4. But can I add these two things together like this?
Yeah. No.
Okay, what do I need to do so that I can?
Turn them into fractions.
Okay, how do I turn this into a fraction?
Divide by 4, so 16 over 4.
Yep, so I need to multiply it by 4/4. So that ends up giving me a 16/4. So I have y equals 1/2 x minus 3/4 plus 16/4 for a final answer of 1/2 x plus 13/4. And that's how you leave your answer like that. Now, most of them don't end up with fractions like that, but if you can shortcut the process and get to the answer quicker, you're obviously welcome to do that, but if you need to write all the steps out, that's also completely fine. Same thing. Well, sort of the same thing. Yeah, I'll do another one. 40. The point is -7, -5, and the slope is 3/4. So I got y minus y1, well that's a -5, so it's going to be y plus 5 is equal to m 3/4 times x minus a -7, so plus 7. So I've got y plus 5 is equal to 3/4 x plus 21 over 4. So I'm going to move this over. Y equals 3/4 x plus 21 over 4 minus 5. How can I rewrite 5 as a fraction over 4?
Multiply by 5 over 5.
Huh?
Multiply by 5 over 5.
Then I'm going to have a denominator of 5. You can't add those together.
Oh. Right.
Mia?
Wouldn't you times the 7 by 4 over 4? No. Or would you times it by 3 over 4?
No, it's by 3 over 4. So it's basically 3 times 7 over 4 times 1, technically. Because there's an imaginary 1 under here, technically. I'm going to multiply this by 4 over 4, which is going to then give me 20 over 4. I'm just crossing it out so that I can save having to rewrite the whole thing over again. So y equals 3/4 x plus 1/4. 21 minus 20 is 1 over 4. So that would be your answer to that one. Now, they could give you the information a slightly different way, but ask you to do the same thing. So 42, what they do is they give you a point, -3/6, and they give you an equation of a line. So y equals -x minus 5. And they want you to write the equation of a line that's parallel through the given point. So what's the slope of this line?
-3.
-5?
-1. It's the number in front of x. Y equals mx plus b. So the slope is -1. That's also the slope of my parallel line because they have to have the same slope. So I have y minus 6 is equal to -1 times x minus a -3, so that's plus 3. So I've got y minus 6 is equal to -x minus 3. And then I just need to add the 6 over. So y equals -x. -3 plus 6 is +3. So -3 plus x on that side. And that's my equation of my line on one like that.
I'm not gonna be here for this class. Is the work gonna be on YouTube?
We're just doing review. When are you leaving like right now?
In like 20 minutes.
Because we finished the last section yesterday. Can you come back like right before you leave? Because I have like 3 problems left to finish with them, and then I can actually just go ahead and give it to you, so that way you don't have to look it up later.
Yep.
Thank you. All right. 44. The point is 8, 7, and my equation of my line is y equals 3. So, what is the slope of this line? 0. So what does that mean about the slope of my parallel line?
That'd be 0.
It's also 0. It has to go through this point. So any idea what the equation of the line has to be? Are you trying to set up the whole equation, or are you just telling me what it's going to finally be?
Oh, I was reading.
No, that's fine. You can do it that way.
Y minus 7 equals x minus 8.
So you've got to have that slope in there, otherwise you're going to get it wrong. 0 times x minus 8. This whole piece goes away because 0 times anything is 0. I move this 7 over, y equals 7. Now, the reason I asked if she was trying to give me the equation of the line, like the final thing, or if she was setting it up, is because when I know that there's a 0 slope and I'm looking for a line that's parallel, any y equals equation is automatically parallel to this line, right? If a line's going this way, every single line that's going that way is also parallel to it. So all I need is to put it through the y coordinate of that, and it's going to be a line that's parallel to that. Okay, but if you want to set it up, that's totally fine. But if the slope is 0, you have to write 0. You can't just ignore it. It's not like it just doesn't exist, or you're going to end up getting it wrong. All right, one last problem, because it's kind of a word problem, but kind of not. They have a picture given to you, but there's going to be one similar to this, most likely on the quiz for the end of this chapter and possibly on the test, so I wanted to go over one like this. So 46, it's a zip line problem. It says a zip line is a taut rope or cable that you can ride down on a pulley. The zip line at the right goes from a 9-foot tall tower to a 6-foot tall tower, and it says at the right because the picture's on the right. The towers are 20 feet apart. What is the slope of the zip line? So we have a tower here, okay, that has this rope going down here. So it's going down like this. So this tower over here is 6 feet. And this one is 9 feet. The distance between the two poles is 20 feet. So it wants to know what the slope of this zip line is. So what is the value that gets me from here to here? So is this going to be a positive or a negative slope? Negative. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. I know that it's going to be negative. Now, it's always rise over run. So it's going down first. How much is it going down if it's going from a tower that's 9 feet to a tower that's 6 feet? Yep, 3. And then the run, that's 20 feet going this way. So your slope is negative 3 over 20. And that's all you have to do on one like that. So there's different versions of a problem like this, but that way you've seen one like it. Have any of y'all ever been ziplining before?
Yes.
What's the coolest zipline you've ever done?
Oh, that's hard.
I ziplined over the Grand Canyon.
Oh,
That would terrify me, bro.
My dad got stuck.
I would.
The guy had to go out and get him and pull him in with a rope. It was quite entertaining. It's because he went too fast, and when he hit the brake at the end, like where it like you collide at the end and it's supposed to stop you, it didn't catch him. Because he was going so fast that he hit and he like bounced back out halfway back over the canyon. So then the worker literally had to like hook himself onto the thing and like manually pull himself out to my dad to get him. Quite a funny experience to be watching from the sidelines. All right, problems for this section. And remember, I know I said this yesterday, but the ones that have a graph, you do not need to copy the graph. You just need to copy the points that are on the lines over. So just call it like L1, because I don't think any of them have a name. Just say like L1 and then write the 2 points, L2 and write the 2 points, and that's sufficient for copying the problem over. 11, 15, 17, 21, 25, 27, 33, 37, 39, 41, and 43. But you have the entire rest of the time to work on this. Tomorrow I will not be here for your class. I'm going to leave a worksheet that is going to be graded on if it's right or wrong, and it's due at the end of class. Okay? So it won't be a ton of questions. It's not going to be something unreasonable, but you're going to have the whole class do it, and you have to turn it in at the end.